What's up, B Squad? It is your boy JB, and we are here today with the review for Zatima Season 1, Episode number 3, you guys. And this episode was titled Off Limits. This was a good episode, you guys. I have to say it was a good episode. But before we go ahead and get into the review, if you guys are watching this video or any other on my channel, and you guys aren't yet subscribed, then I need you guys to do me a huge solid favor. Stop taking me out on this date and having me pay for it at the end of it. Do me that favor by liking the video, so give me a big huge thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, turn on your post notifications, and share the video, and also give me a big huge thumbs up, you guys. And with that out the way, without further ado, let's discuss Zatima on BT Plus, shall we? Alright, you guys, so this episode basically picks up where we last left off. You guys remember that Gretchen was questioning Zach about the white devil, right? So Gretchen doesn't believe anything that is coming out of Zach's mouth, which we all know. Zach is lying through his teeth, but we all want Zach to get off scot-free with this, right? So she shows him the picture, like I said. She tells him he's lying. Now, you guys know how I feel about Tyler Perry and his dialogue, right? So at this particular moment, the dialogue was very repetitive. They kept saying some of the same things. So you guys know how I always do. I always shorten it down, right? So Zach asks Gretchen, does he need a lawyer? She says yes. So I gotta hit up. I think I gotta hit myself a little bit. She thought so. So at one point, she pulled out her phone, a picture of him at the airport with the white devil, right? So she said, you're still telling me you don't know who this woman is. Technically, Zach doesn't know who the white devil is. He doesn't know her personally. And he told her the truth. He said she was at the airport. I took her bag. That was it. But we all know she reached out to him later to give him that stock tip, right? But it is what it is. So Gretchen she's just digging in, right? She tells him, I'll call in my guys to arrest you right now. So Zach says, okay, go ahead and call him in. So she goes to the door to call on her guys. Actually, she was bluffing, but Zach called her bluff. She tells him she has no proof of anything. I was like, so you have no proof of anything, so why are we doing this? So she tells him, you know what, I'm going to be closing my investigation. He says, oh, thank you. She says, until I find something. I was like, well, if the woman didn't tell you that she gave him a stock tip, what are you going to prove? Let it go, Gretchen. So then Fatima gets home and Zach tells her, what happened to him. She tells him she had a long day, but she's got to go to the salon. So like I said, Zach told her, the SEC lady came over here. I crushed that shit. Yes, Zach, you definitely crushed that shit, right? So that's really pretty much it. Fatima's getting ready to go to the salon, which we're going to talk about that in just a minute. So then we see, I forget what is the baby mama's name? Whatever her name is, she came out, right? So she tells Zach that she ain't paying for no DNA test. So then she says that, so I didn't realize that Zach's house was a duplex. Did you guys realize that? I didn't realize that house was a duplex until we got to Zatima. But she tells Zach that she wants a duplex next door, and she ain't giving him a DNA sample until she gets her child support. Ma'am, that is called blackmail. That is blackmail. Like, you are black, so in order for you to, like, she ain't that bright. But Fatima took the little boy, right? So Fatima says, bitch, I pushed your head into the water last time. I can do it again. And she's like, wait a minute, you threatening me? So she eventually ended up leaving. And Zach was like, now how are we going to get the DNA? She's like, Zach, I already got the DNA. He's like, how did you get it? I'm like, Zach, think about it. I knew what Fatima was doing when she grabbed the baby. I'm like, she grabbed that baby so she can go and swab his cheeks. Exactly what she did. She swabbed Zach's cheeks. So she said they can get the results within 36 hours or so because they have a DNA lab at the office. Cool. Let's pause here and let's move forward, you guys. All right, you guys. So I'm still trying to figure the Zach and Bryce stuff. I don't like it. I don't like it. It's worse than Zach and Jake. It's worse than Zach and Jake. Zach and Jake I could take, but Zach and Bryce I can't take it, you guys. I'm sorry. It's not bad. It's just, I guess what it is for me is being with a lot of us getting invested in sisters, and we've saw the storyline progress over the last the last season, right? So we're just so used to Jake, right? And we didn't trust, a lot of us didn't trust Jake and sisters. But I think we were getting to the point where we thought that Jake was a good guy. I think for me, and I can speak only for myself, the reason why I had an issue with Jake and sisters is because he just works for Gary. And y'all know I can't stand Gary. So I think that was always what my issue was with Jake, was the fact, how can you work for somebody like Gary? So Bryce works for Gary. We don't know, and I think that's really where my struggle with the Bryce and Zach storyline comes in, because we saw the relationship sort of form with Zach and Jake and not Zach and Bryce. But it is what it is. So Zach and Bryce go for a run, and Zach is telling Bryce how things went with Gretchen and how he killed it, right? Oh, I shouldn't be saying that. Damn it. So Zach thanks Bryce for all the help, and Bryce says, "Oh no, it's all good." So Zach tells Bryce how he wants to start flipping homes, right? So Zach also wants to have an office, and he wants to go see the office that Gary works at. I was like, no, thank you. We do not want to be nowhere near close to that goddamn on Gary. So then we see Fatima. So she goes to the salon, right? So Belinda was there, and Belinda was walking out as Fatima was coming in. And then there's this guy there. I forgot what his name was. Don't really care. But they were discussing, obviously they had been discussing Fatima because they got quiet. So as Fatima's sitting down to get her hair done, the girl who was doing her hair they ask her, is it true? She's like, what are you talking about? They said, is it true that Belinda, slept with Zach? And she says, yeah, but we all good. And they're like, how can y'all be good? So Fatima's like, well, that was before me. It's like, Zach didn't know me when he slept with Belinda, and Belinda didn't know that I would get with him. So we're all good. So they believe that Belinda still likes Zach and wants to sleep with Zach. I was like, okay, I can kind of see that. So then we move over to Zach and Bryce. So they went down to Gary's office, and he tells him he can give him some information on the realtor. So he asked if Bryce asks if Fatima is mad about Belinda, and Zach says no, but Bryce says you might want to be careful about that. I don't know why she would, whatever. Let's pause for you guys and move forward. So we move back over to the salon, and Fatima, she asked Angela, because they're up under the dryer right at this point. So she asked Angela if she believes what they said about Belinda and Zach. And Angela like, girl, you know how Belinda is when she gets drunk. Now here's my thing when it comes to Belinda, because this is like the second time that y'all have said that Belinda acts one way when she gets drunk as opposed to her sober. Why do you want to be friends with somebody who has a change in personality when they get drunk? I don't want to be friends with somebody like that. If you have a change in your personality when you get drunk, stay away from me, please. Like, no, stay away from me. I don't need that in my life. But then, Fatima's wondering, where did Belinda go? Girl, I can tell you where Belinda went. So we see Zach. So Zach, he got home, right? So then someone pulls up at the duplex, and she's looking at it. I'm like, who the hell is this? Now, when we saw the car pull up, I'm like, oh, hell, it's Belinda. But no, it was a realtor. Her name is Valerie. So she tells Zach that, she could get him 1.5 for the duplex. I was like, $1.5 million for a duplex? Say what? Well, you know what? That's not, I was about to say, that don't sound right. But I have to remember, we watched that show on OWN. What was the name of that show? What was that show that was based in Atlanta for OWN? What was the name of that show? Whatever that show was that I reviewed earlier this year. They did have some apartment homes that were over $1 million. So it is what it is. So Valerie gives Zach her card, right? And she tells him she'll put some listings together and she'll reach out to him tomorrow. So then Belinda stumbles her ass into the house. I was like, say what now? So Belinda is coming on to Zach, trying to get Zach to have sex with her. I was like, Belinda, this ain't gonna be in the way that you think it's gonna end. Cause I was like, so come to find out, Belinda knew how long it would take Fatima to get her hair done. I was like, oh, so this is premeditated. Like, girl, you thought this shit through. Like, you really thought about this situation. But then I was thinking to myself, I'm like, girl, it's Fatima. So my thing with Belinda was, how was she gonna explain? Like, how can you explain this away? I can see it if you planned it. If you thought in your mind, okay, Fatima's gonna be at the shop for 2 hours. How are you gonna explain the fact that you ended up at Zach's place? Were you gonna say that Zach texted you or called you? Like, I don't know if Belinda really thought that one through. That was where I was struggling with. But she thought it through, and she was jumping on Zach and everything, and Zach was actually pushing her off of him. So Zach eventually ran upstairs, and when he ran upstairs, he saw Fatima sitting there. He was like, oh shit. I was like, oh shit, this is gonna end terribly. So that's really the end of episode 3 of Zatima. Pretty good episode. So I want to talk about this real quick. So you guys know Sisters returns October the 12th. I saw somebody talk about, is Fatima and Madam related? But they are, because I saw the preview for what's coming up on Sisters. So Fatima and Madam from All the Queen's Men, they're cousins. I can see it now. I can see the relation between them two. They are volatile and hotheads. But yeah, you guys, let me know what you guys thought about this episode of Zatima. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn on your post notifications, share the video, you guys. And until the next time, stay safe, take care of yourselves. Remember, you guys, to wash your hands, wear a mask, social distance, be blessed. And I'll catch you guys later. And also, you guys, give me a big, huge thumbs up on the video. See you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.